I know. JR, that's a nice lipstick you have on today.
Here we go again.
Very nice lipstick. I remember there was a orangutan. Never mind. Welcome to the show. Bam, we're live. CrossFit Games Update Show, Friday, March 19th. Oh, not close. March 20th. Sean Mack in the house from RDT CrossFit, Seth Page, Jump Ship Training. We Prefer the Hate, J.R. Howell, Crash Crucible will be airing soon. What are the dates on that?
Crescendo is soon.
Crescendo. There's all this musical stuff. When is that?
April 24th through the 26th.
April 24th through the 26th will be streamed. The inaugural streaming.
Hasn't been streamed in like 4 years, maybe. It's been a long time since we've streamed it. Yeah.
And this will be the training academy for the barbell spin. JR's happy to have them and excited to have them out there. The teams will be there. Any prize money this year, JR?
Oh, yeah. There'll be prize money. I'm not sure how much yet. I'm going to wait and see if I can get a few more sponsors on board late. But it will be no less than last year, which I think was $7,000, $5,000, and $3,000 for the co-ed teams. Yeah.
Wow.
It's big money.
Seth,
yes.
Do you know what this means? JR mogging right now. Do you know the term mogging?
I've heard it. I think it's just like, no, I don't really know. Like showing off a little bit or trying to look your best. I don't know, something like that.
Do you know what it means, Sean Mack?
I've heard Taylor talk about it, but I still don't know what it means.
JR, do you know what it is?
I don't know what that term means. No.
Well, that's crazy because it's a term the brothers use. When I looked it up, it shows 3 black guys. Mogging is a Gen Z alpha internet slang derived from AMOG, alpha male group, meaning to look or perform significantly better than the others. I don't think you're trying to upstage us.
I just cut off 5 to 6 years on the face. That's all I did today. That's it.
That's it. The lips are really popping. The Open's over.
Was that a song reference? Like, do you just show your age to that lip gloss song? Is that what you just did?
No.
Really?
It was, but no. But was that was it a George Michael song?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you know who was it?
No, I want to say it was probably a one-hit wonder. It was a young girl.
Was it that song? Was it in that song? I want to marry a stripper, or I want to date a stripper. You remember that song?
No, that's T-Pain. Oh yeah, that's my time. Yeah, I remember that song.
I'm in love with the stripper. That's the song.
I'm in love with the stripper. Yes. Oh yes. Have you dated a lot of strippers, Sean Mack?
No, unfortunately not.
No. Okay. No strippers. Very, very narrow lane. Sean Mack travels in.
We had one at one gym that I coached at, though.
Oh, CrossFitting strippers.
Yep. The first gym I coached at.
Hey, there was this stat that Greg used to give that there's a doctor at every gym, and probably 3 or 4. I bet you in totality there's a stripper at every gym.
Could be.
In some form or some adjacent. Unless you're in Hawaii, then you get weeded out. But
got bigger problems.
Or some adjacent. Sorry, that's not fair. Seth, strippers are allowed to work out at Seth's gym. There were nuances.
But yeah, there's just, it's slim pickings in Hawaii, I would imagine.
Yeah. Okay. The Open's over, and that is the first step to us culling the herd to go to the CrossFit Games. 25% of the people. What does that really mean, 25% of the people?
A lot of people.
Do you guys know if it was 25% of the people who entered at least 1 score, 2 scores, 3 scores, or no scores in just the signups?
I think Peter asked it and he did not answer. Either he didn't know or he avoided the question, but they posted the number. The game's Instagram posted the actual number a little while ago. Like
low 30,000s or something, maybe on the graphic that I saw.
Let's see.
For men, so, I don't know how many women.
Yeah, 31,779. So we could go look at the total number, I guess, at the end of the leaderboard, or look at the last person who put in a score and get a gauge.
If you're approaching this like a lot of people love to throw out the term money grab or whatever with quarterfinals and such. If you believe that, then they would just take anyone who signed up and make sure that that goes all the way to zero, whether you enter a score or not. So they get the most people into quarterfinals, which is what I would imagine they would do. So
I don't even know what that term money grab means.
it's just people think that they shouldn't have to pay to continue to compete for whatever reason.
Okay. All right. Well, you can shadow compete. You can do everything that everyone else is doing. Just
But if you're going to do it,
you can throw your own Super Bowl in the backyard if you want.
It's
Invite
true.
your friends over, make 2 teams. And
I think it's funny though, because people are like, oh, the Open's so short and I don't get to do much competing for the year. And then they make it to quarterfinals and they're like, I don't want to spend $50 on that. It's like, you want to compete. What now you don't want to compete. Okay, sure.
if I look at this and it is 25%, then that makes me think that there were less women who entered the Open this year than men, right? That's the takeaway. That's why that number is smaller, because 25% of a smaller number is a smaller number than 25% of a bigger number.
It appears that way.
I'm mathing. Okay. So 31,000 of the men. And is that's for the individual? Those are the individuals. This doesn't include masters.
Correct.
It includes some masters, but they also potentially qualified in their age group. So like I'm in the 35 to 39. Same with JR and his masters division. We're doing the same workout, so we could still qualify for this individual quarterfinal. But you pay once, and then you can go register a second time for your age group as well. So you have two leaderboards you're on if you make it for both. But you might make your masters age group and not make the individual.
Oh, that's cool. That's really
but
cool.
Sevon, you're saying that, the answer to your question is yes. If you look on the individual leaderboard, you will find me and Seth and Sean Mack, even though we are masters, you will still find us on that individual leaderboard. So that it is still including the
I'm
masters.
on the individual board too.
Yeah. So it's everybody. And then, so they still use, I think,
I didn't appreciate how you left
them.
my name off like that.
You told me that you put in 1 rep for one workout. Did you put in 1 rep for the other workouts?
No, I put, oh, you're saying I for sure didn't make top 25. Did you make top 25, Seth?
I did.
Wow.
First time ever.
Wow. Congratulations.
Hey, congrats.
Are you
There's something interesting. Can I say something really quick?
Please,
There's something really interesting.
Yeah.
One of the comments said, aren't the workouts password protected? I think there's a little confusion. In the chat.
Okay,
sorry. Okay. So we heard that the workouts are going to be released on, I think it's the 23rd on the CrossFit Games podcast. Yeah, on Monday. But technically, quarterfinals doesn't start till the 26th. And I think it's fair that everyone should know that because some people do know, these workouts are not password protected. And so you are technically cheating if you do the workout early, have a judge, have an affiliate owner, shoot your video if you want to shoot your video, which is not even technically required, and take that score that you do between Monday, the 23rd, and whatever it is, Thursday, the 26th. You can't do it until the workout actually kicks off. And there's a lot of people who are a little bit up in arms about the fact that nothing could stop somebody from doing the workout early and having essentially a full week instead of a shortened, 4 or 5 day weekend to get this stuff done. So I'm just going to throw it out there. If you do it early, you are cheating. So
let me throw this out there. If you're giving me the workouts and you're telling me I can't do them.
It's not that you can't do them. It's that you can't do them and use that score.
Correct.
People will do them.
Okay.
Correct.
I mean, most people should do them.
They'll
maybe
test
not
them
in
like
full,
crazy.
But yeah. It's just that you
Okay.
can't use one of those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday scores or times you cannot use. You can only use after, Thursday at 3 p.m. probably Eastern.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So why don't they just give the workouts out?
In the past, they've not released them until Thursday at 3 p.m., but we've gotten floor plans on Monday so that we can kind of plan for them and we can try to guess what they are. We can see where the tape lines are going to be. We can see how close the rings and the rope and the rig can be to one another and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're basically out of requests by affiliate owners that they may only have they may release GHD sit-ups, and the affiliate has 1 GHD, and they have 39 people that qualified for quarters that have to go through these workouts. So they're trying to give as much info as possible so that affiliate owners can organize, because of the strict rules for this year of completing it within an affiliate. So they're trying to give them a heads up, but yeah, they've opened some other doors that is not great.
Okay, I'm a little confused. So Monday the 23rd at noon, I've seen that there's going to be a podcast at CrossFit. There'll be a live show. Are they releasing the workouts there or the floor plans? Or both?
Workouts.
And when are the floor plans released?
That same time.
Okay.
Once you have the workouts, you'll be able to see how you need to set it up.
Okay.
Just like the open. Yeah.
Okay. I got confused. Okay. And then what you're saying is that if you can't do it until midnight, Thursday at midnight, 12:01 for your score to count.
Whatever time I don't know what the exact hour is on Thursday, but yes, the competition kicks off Thursday. So that's when you have to complete your workouts in an affiliate with a judge and an affiliate manager who will validate your score.
Is there prize money for winning the quarterfinals?
Yes.
Do you hate this? What are your thoughts on this, Sean Mack?
It's definitely interesting.
And you run a big affiliate with a lot of people who are competing.
Yeah, like we probably had 30 or 40 people make it. And I originally read their website with the dates, and I thought they were Tuesday to Saturday because they said quarterfinals and they had listed Tuesday to Saturday as these dates. So that's why I was like, workouts don't come out this day and that day. And then they finally posted some good stuff on Instagram, workouts Monday, and then it's over the weekend. But yeah, it's going to be interesting logistically. I tried to program some very space-saving workouts throughout the week into the weekend, but I think that some of the more a lot of folks, if you don't sign up, you can do the workouts whenever you want, but even some of our folks that sign up have jobs and kids, and it's tricky to navigate through that time window. So we're going to try to keep people within the time window, but I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people doing them at other times and just putting their scores in with this.
I didn't think of that solution. So I thought you were saying that, Seth, you were saying that they shouldn't release the workouts until Thursday. But what Sean is saying is like, what Sean is insinuating is like, hey, if you're going to release the workouts on Monday, just make the whole window open. Is that what you're suggesting too, Sean? Seth?
I'm suggesting, yeah. If you're going to do that, then why, pussyfoot
give them the
around
whole week.
What's going to happen? Yeah. But instead, something like releasing the workout without maybe the amount of rounds or how long the AMRAP is or the rep scheme or whatever, where you're basically giving 95% of the info so you can get ready for anything short of how much time you need between heats at your gym. And then nobody can do anything except practice the movements or maybe practice a round of it. And then you release what the actual thing is on Thursday and everyone's ready to go. So that would have solved it.
JR? Is that Selena Gomez? From a time machine?
Come here. I'm going to tell you goodnight.
Oh, you borrowed her lipstick, I can tell. Jer, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we already know for sure that the only video review that will be conducted will be in the event of prize money. We know that. We know that they're just asking for some integrity from affiliate owners, the judges that have to be judging, and the athlete, which is very reasonable. Unfortunately, people don't act with that quality often. We see it in the open every year, unfortunately, almost. We see it in the quarterfinal stage with movement quality or with 15-foot ropes that people are doing one climb and touching, and we know that's not 15 feet. So we see it in a lot of different ways. I think releasing them the way that they're doing it this year is awesome because it's just like kind of the way that a lot of local competitions do it. Like, let's do a podcast, people watch it, they get excited. The programmer talks about why they programmed it. I mean, that kind of stuff is fun for people to know. So instead of just them going live on a website, I think doing them on a Monday is like a huge, cool step in that direction. But I am shocked about the password thing. I assume that's exactly why they were doing it. It's like, hey, we're going to give you the workouts, but you're not going to know. You have to say San Jose until Thursday at 3 p.m.
But with no video requirement, then the password means nothing. Unless, that's the thing, because there's no one to say the password to.
True. Yeah.
Was
it last year's semifinals for teams where they did running, like a 400-meter run with the teams, right?
Yeah, 800s.
800.
And they didn't do video review for teams. Yeah, and that was to go to the games.
Yeah.
And they were just like, hey, you need 2 judges or 3 judges on the floor. You have a whole team. We expect that, between all those people, somebody will do it correctly. So
yeah, the what I've got from answers when we bring the stuff up in the athlete council meetings is basically they're banking on the fact that a gym isn't going to have a massive conspiracy of cheating because everybody would have to keep the secret. And so they're saying the more people we have to loop into this in terms of the affiliate manager, the judge, the advanced judge, people who are going to see you or want to watch you do this, there's a lower likelihood that aggressive cheating is going to happen because of those layers of protection. And I do agree with that, actually. It will happen still, but a lot less of it.
Was Kale's what was Kale Lehman's issue was in the Open?
The Open.
But not the quarterfinal. Did we have quarterfinals last year?
We did not.
No.
Okay. So he just went straight from there. Okay. And how many judges are required in the quarterfinals this year?
So the way it works is you need an affiliate manager present, whoever that person is. It doesn't have to be the LOR or the gym owner. It just has to be the person that you give that responsibility to, where they're just there and they're observing the workout happening and kind of like saying, yeah, the judge was actually judging them and not just on their phone the whole time. And then the individual just needs a judge. The judge can either hold a annual judge's certificate or an advanced judge's course certificate, which lasts 3 years. For the semifinals online stages, like for the age groups, and then for the individuals at the end of the semifinal season, that judge has to be an advanced judge holder that's actually judging them along with the affiliate owner or the head judge. They also have to have that advanced judge's certificate.
That's for what I refer to as the last chance qualifier or the online qualifier.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Wow. Will Plummer, what did you say? You had a question that I think was answered, but I'll let it fly again. Can people do the workout starting Thursday morning? That's what we're guessing.
Well, I think it's. Did they put
it's usually 12 Pacific.
Yeah,
is when it starts, and because usually 3 p.m. is when everyone has their knee sleeves on and their belt, and whatever the heavy is going to be, they're just going to do that one first. Usually, is kind of how it works.
So Seth, maybe I was reading you wrong, but you're okay with this layout for quarterfinals when you were in the CAC? You're like, okay, this is like if we're going to get a cheater who's going to have people conspiring to help him cheat, they'll eventually get weeded out.
I'm okay with it, but I would prefer it to be, if they're going to not have it password protected or another layer of protection, I would rather them just put out 95% of the details so that it actually cannot be done. A version of it can be done, but you cannot actually do it and score it. I would prefer that, but I'm okay with this too. It's not going to earn anyone a game slot. So the right people are still going to get through to semifinals, even if somebody wants to be a weasel about it. Fine. I don't think that'll be the majority. So I'm okay with it.
Hey, why wouldn't they do that? What's the pushback in the CAC? That seems like such an easy, hey, here are the movements for every workout. You don't even give rep schemes. I mean, that would be a shitload of information.
There's no pushback. We just suggested it. So it's just happened literally the other day. So there's no pushback. They said, oh, great suggestion. But it's already too late. This year is too late. It's in stone already. So
how is it too late?
They're rolling. They just keep rolling.
Yeah, you would think that would be an easy fix. Monday they just released the movements on the show. And hey, and the truth is it gives everyone it's a good PR move too, because then it gives all of us something to talk about. And then they get another big show where they release the actual numbers. So it's a win-win for everyone. Okay, do we know how many workouts?
I don't think Adrian has said that, but recently there's been 4 for quarterfinals.
I know how many. If you guys don't know, I'm not going to say.
Jeez.
And how do you know?
I just know based on our meeting about the structure. I don't know what any of the workouts are. I don't know any of the movements, but I know how many events there'll be. but I don't know if they're two-parters or I don't know any other details except the number of workouts. So
okay, let me just ask another question, even though you say you don't have any other details. So if it's on Thursday, what time does the last score have to be in?
I don't even
Sunday,
know that.
It's usually Sunday at 3.
Okay, and then will there be? So there'll be no order you have to do the workouts in either. You just the window opens and you got to get these done.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm hearing that the boys Interrupted are going to stream their workouts.
Yeah.
Good move.
Very good move. Is there any issue for those guys not to do that, or are they so good that it doesn't matter?
For this stage, it doesn't matter. I mean, we know their requirements to compete at a semifinal, online or in person, are do the Open, finish top 25%, do quarterfinals, finish in the top 2,000 in the world, and that's it. Last year, there were no quarterfinals, but they did online semifinals for 9 spots. And of course, everyone wanted to watch them do it, but the stakes were too high. So no one wanted to do that last year because, if you're in Australia or you're whatever and you can see scores or watch people do it, it's way easier to beat scores. So understandably so, no one did that last year. But this year, I think more and more people doing it, especially if they're trying to get more eyes on their channel. I mean, it's really smart because the risk is very small.
Yeah, it's going to be massive. Hey, what are the expectations from you guys for the workouts? And any thoughts? Any things that you'd bet the mortgage on?
I assume they'll do something with a heavy opportunity of some kind, whether it's a heavy lift or a gated heavy workout. I would assume, because that's usually the biggest critique of the Open. So that's the first thing that they try to swing the pendulum back for. So that would be my obvious guess.
I feel like the clean and jerk ladder in 2024 was really well received by the community. And wasn't that just a repeat of a snatch ladder, JR? I think I've heard you talk about that from a semifinal online or something.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was when we did Taylor
something like that. That's
clean and jerk workout. Yeah,
drop the weights down a little bit to make it a quarterfinals version, so it's not semifinal weights, but something along those lines could be a pretty good heavy test of capacity.
Yeah, I mean that started it was 10 reps at every weight, I think, and then a max rep at the end, and it was 135. So it was 135, 185, 225, and then 245 maybe at the end.
Yeah, that was the end.
And you had I think it was a 10-minute AMRAP, and you had a mandatory rest so you could bank as much time as possible for the end. Boz did say something on that post that CrossFit posted. I think he said something along the lines of, or maybe it was on one of the podcasts he did with Chase at one point, previewing the rule book or the season, but he said something along the lines of, you should all be able to start the workout, but not everyone will be able to finish the workout. So I think this style of bottleneck style of programming where everyone kind of makes it to a point and you either get stuck or you're just fit enough to push through that point, I think we'll still see that style of programming. Only 2 years since there's been quarterfinals has there been what we would traditionally refer to as a classic strength test. They did the 4-rep max front squat the first year, and then they did the other total, which is max bench press clean and overhead squat in a 30-minute window or something. So otherwise, there's been something heavy, whether it's a lifting ladder, which seems to be something everybody enjoys, or one year they did a 275, 185 clean and jerk with burpee box jump overs. And it was just some people just couldn't do the weight at all. Don't really think that they would pick that approach again. But something I kind of thought about was, when they did crossover double unders, everyone was up in arms. And then what did Boz put into quarters the next year? Crossover single unders, and it kind of stole the show and it tripped a lot of people up. Well, they just revisited crossover double unders at the games after several years. So do we get that coming back now in the quarterfinal stage to see just if people have even been training them at all?
And with that, I think you hit it on the head as well as you could with all that. The other thing is, we know from interviews that Boz is really the one responsible for doing a lot of this quarterfinals programming, where Dave is really leaning into the games already. So Boz is heavily responsible for quarters and semis programming, at least Semi's oversight of the programming. I know he's responsible for that. So I really think JR is onto something with, if you lean into what Boz's bias and his style is, you're going to find probably some answers there, would be my guess. And then the other thing you mentioned was, I also don't think they're going to have something that is super heavy and unattainable by, someone in the top 25%. So you're not going to have power snatches at 185 and burpee box jumps, because now you don't let somebody even play in that workout at all. So I know they're going to make these, well, I don't know. I assume they're going to make these workouts a lot more user-friendly, but with a way for the best to really separate themselves deeper into the competition, because it's not semis. You don't have to make it so crazy and so over the top to prove who really needs to earn those game slots. You can still make these workouts a bit more open-esque, with opportunity to either like get through a gate later on, or really just show your capacity, or move to something that's heavier later, like they were talking about with ladders. But I do think, just based on conversations, that this is going to be probably the most athlete-friendly quarterfinals we've seen, whereas everyone can put some scores up on the board, but the best will clearly win.
Yeah, and I think that, like, as far as the movements go, the only movement that I do feel really confident that it's time we see it in this stage in a classic Metcon CrossFit format, because of how many times Boz has programmed it for the age groups and later in the season, is bench press. I do think that even if it's like a 185 type, like a 135-95, that is more accessible, but over the course of whatever the AMRAP is or whatever, maybe you're doing 100 reps at it, where it's light enough, but it's also heavy enough to trip some people up. Typically, we see that 185 number. We saw it with rowing one year. We saw it in the age groups one year with the 50 shuttle runs into bench press, into rope climbs, into bench press, back into shuttle run. But I just think that it's something everyone wants to do. Like, it's a crowd favorite. People just enjoy benching. And I think that this is the year that we see it in the quarterfinal stage, but not in a 1-rep max setting. Also in the judges course, they made a really big deal about not only the tape, but the fact that you could put plates underneath your feet. And they put some stuff in the rule book, in the judges course, about bench press that made me kind of wonder why they are making sure that this is known. It was not in the advanced judges course. It was just in the normal judges course.
Why wouldn't it be in the advanced judges course? Because that's not updated every year like the regular judges course?
It would make sense if it was in the advanced, if they were going to use it in semifinals on because we know you have to take that course to judge a semifinalist.
What about Linda? Why not just bring Linda? Is it called Linda? The three bars of death. Why not just bring? Is that Linda?
Yeah. I would do. I mean, yeah. I think that's awesome. Even like a weightlifting couplet, if it was like a deadlift bench press couplet, would be really cool. I think it would be awesome if they did that.
And if they did that, they would just pick weights, right? They wouldn't do it based on body percentage weights. They just pick some weights and go.
Definitely.
And it'd be 1,000,000 reps probably, because it like to Seth's point, I mean, they've done 100 reps in the open with a deadlift at 225, so that's not out of the realm of possibility. But if it's like a 225 deadlift and a 135 bench press, it's going to be for a lot of reps.
What about the two workouts that you mentioned? What was it? The 4-rep max front squat was the other one you mentioned?
The other total.
The other total. Not so much that, but the 4-rep front squat. Any concern? Does the quarterfinals usually not have workouts that would reward outliers? Like they would never do 7 minutes of burpees there or anything like that?
Typically, the way Boz programs quarterfinals, it's very clear what we're testing, and a lot of times he will test a single modality, or one or two single modalities. Like for instance, the year that they did the clean and jerk ladder, which is single modality weightlifting, they also did a gymnastics triplet that was all gymnastics. So still single modality, but not single modality, single movement. So he tends to like that, of like, hey, let's make sure this stone is unturned. Okay, cool. This one's good. Okay, let's make sure that they're good with their body weight. Okay, this one's good. Okay, let's make sure they can go long and they have grip. Last year, there was a 30-minute AMRAP. Everyone was blown away by that, because usually the longest type workout we see is a 20-minute AMRAP. It was a 30-minute AMRAP of rowing, toes to bar, and rope climb, which you can't get much more redundant than those three movements. So that tends to be his style, at least as of late, that you want to make sure we are testing specific things before you get in person, because no one really wants to be exposed in person because there was something that wasn't tested at all in the quarterfinal stage.
When JR's really gone out on a limb here with the crossover. I think it's going out on a limb. Crossover, double unders or single unders, and bench press. I just don't see those a lot. I mean, except for more recently. You got any you want to throw out there, Sean Mack? You think parallettes? Is there anything you want to throw out there?
I
think
they'll keep it to the equipment list that they haven't released one this year, but I don't think they would go as crazy as something like parallettes. But I think the precedent has been set for bench press because it was in the other total, and we did get that Masters 185 bench press workout with rope climbs and shuttle runs, like JR was saying. So that's definitely on the table for sure. I think, like JR was saying too, like you can look at Boz's history of programming now that we have more chatter coming out of HQ and letting us know that Boz is basically the one who programs quarterfinals, maybe with a little feedback. And sometimes he talks to Dave, and we know he programs 2023's open. And he does like to kind of put things into that box and check off specific types of tests or parameters there. I think the 2024 kind of spread of tests would be really great to emulate this year, because they had that 10-minute clean and jerk strength ladder. We had that progressive gymnastics triplet where it was, I guess, a couplet push pull, but it progressed each chunk of the 3 chunks. You had a short interval test that was power snatch row and box step up, double dumbbell. And then you also had the 3 rounds of wall balls and burpee box jump overs to kind of go long. I think it was like a 20 or 25 minute cap on that one. So it was, you kind of they hit a lot of really good things. I remember when they said it was 4 workouts instead of 5, there was a lot of chatter about, can you get a well-rounded test? And then once the test came out, everybody kind of got quiet and was, I think, pretty happy with that spread as far as how they tested the field to get to semifinals.
Do you guys know when the latest you can sign up for quarterfinals is? Can you sign up to like the last minute for the deadline?
I think you have to sign up by the start of competition, which maybe is another reason that they are giving the workouts Monday and giving you till Thursday to decide if you're going to register. They didn't do open where they leave it open all weekend, or all 3 weeks.
That answers my question, because my point was going to be, and it still is, I guess, I think they're going to try to make these workouts as appealing as possible to the masses. I think JR is dead on with the deadlift. Or the bench press, excuse me. I don't know too many CrossFitters that wouldn't see a bench press workout and be like, okay, I want to do this. Like, this is going to be cool. So I think they want these workouts to come out and just sparkle, which is a great point by Sean, why they'd be releasing them early, because it's going to drive signups if it looks fun. If these things look like they're just absolute beasts that are going to drive you into a wall, you're not going to get the mass participation that they want. So I really expect this to be, I really expect this to feel almost like the open of the past, whether it's 4, 5, or 6 events, however many they release on Monday. I think it's going to feel like it used to feel in 2016, 2017, 2018, when you had 5 tests in the open, and kind of, I know it was 1 week or 1 per week, and they progressed in skill as you went. But I think you could have quite a variance of that feel in quarterfinals and still have it be extremely tough, heavy enough, and certainly get the right people through. But I think it does have to appeal to the masses. I think that's part of the plan.
You think JR's, you think crossover double unders fit in that appeal to the masses?
I don't think that. I think bench press does.
Okay. Yeah. Because
to Seth's point about making it really alluring, if you look at what we did in the open, the movement variation wasn't insane, but something we brought back that everyone wanted was the ring muscle up. And, it had only been programmed in 23, which was Boz's year, since 2020. Everyone got a chance to do that. What have we been doing in the open a lot? We've been doing bar muscle ups. So what have we been doing in quarters? We'll be doing ring muscle ups. Now, maybe that's flipped. A lot of people have bar muscle ups. He dangles another carrot. Oh yeah, look at these bar muscle ups you can do, and show everyone you can do those. Again, like, it's very smart if we get some toes to bar. If we get some of those movements that typically we see a lot in the open, and we move them into the quarterfinal stage. And again, that progression style workout. I mean, it's been there every single year that they've done quarters. There was farmer lunge, front rat lunge, overhead walking lunge with 50s and 35s, with kipping handstand push-ups, deficit handstand push-ups, strict handstand push-ups. There was pulling progressions. There was a workout with deadlifts that went down in weight, and it went chest to bar, muscle up, rope climb at the end. That same year, there was a workout that went front squat with different pressing variations, handstand walk, ring muscle up, wall facing handstand push-up. So this idea of letting everyone play in the beginning, I think that's the way to do it, because what does everyone say their favorite maybe workout of all time is? 16.2. It's everyone can play in the beginning. You got some gymnastics, you got some weightlifting, you got some aerobic, but then at the end, people can't play, but everyone still wants to play and they want to see how far they can get.
What was 16.2?
Squat, cleans, double unders, and toes to bar.
Okay. Bench, crossover double unders, bar muscle ups, toes to bar. Some movements that JR's throwing out there. What about going upside down? So you're saying it's going to be wall walks and handstand push-ups, but not walking on your hands, because that would scare some people away?
I think that's another carrot movement. I think a handstand walk, especially where it's placed, would make people want to sign up for it.
Okay.
Yeah, handstand walking has a lower strength requirement than a handstand push-up. So even though there's more skill, it's actually easier if you lack strength. Like, you can learn it faster if you're able to put in the time and just get the balance down.
And realistically, you're probably using 20-foot increments again. And so they're probably going to count them in 5-foot increments. So even if you put them at the back end of a round of a workout, someone's going to get there. They might not be the best at them, but they're going to chip away at 5 feet at a time, and they're going to get through. And that's enticing enough, similarly to a muscle up, just getting through stuff like that. So I agree. We could see that.
God, I am so not on the same page as you guys. I'm so glad you guys are here. I would have just thought handstand walk would be the least appealing, the least sparkly.
And last year too, when we did the age group semifinals, there was only 30 feet of handstand walking per round. Now, last year in the open, they did the lunge body weight that was 15 out, 15 back. And everyone's like, we've been doing 25-foot segments for years. Why are we only doing 15 and 15? Last year, they did a handstand walk that was only 30 feet per round for like 3 rounds. And it was 15, 15. So like, to Seth's point, we used to have those 5-foot increments and people would just try not to fall for 5 feet at a time. When you make it smaller chunks that are mandatory unbroken and make it more accessible, people want to at least attempt that. And really, like, you listen to Dave and that behind the scenes for 26.2, I think he asked Rafa, hey, do you remember when we did that workout, whatever workout he was talking about? Weren't gyms really mad because of the space you needed? And they ended up making it 20 feet this year, which is a distance that's in between what we used to always do 25 and we did 15 one year, then we did 20. So really, to me, like, any distance would not surprise me. Even if it's 10-foot back and forth handstand walks, it would not shock me if they did that.
Any place for the super strong people to shine? Anything you see that would be something that would allow the athlete to set their own weight to climb, or set some, like the total or the front squat
I think you'll see more of the strength endurance type athlete shine, someone who can do a higher percentage of their heavy lifts for high rep without burning out. I don't expect a 1-rep max or a complex or something. Doesn't mean it won't happen. But I would expect maybe a barbell gets heavier, like we had talked about earlier, over the course of a workout, maybe. But I wouldn't guess that we'd see a heavy lift yet. I know they like to wait on those until semis or the games if we're going to test single modality lifts like that.
Okay, that's pretty thorough. I was watching Gabby Magawa's 26.3 in something that she posted, and the thrusters did not look good. They did not look pushed out at the top, and I was surprised to see that from her. And that does make me think that not filming these is a ball dropper. Why don't they just say, hey, you have to film it and you have to upload it? Why don't they just tell everyone that they have to do that? You think that that's like some sort of barrier? You don't even have to make it public.
Think about Sean's gym. He just said he's got 30 to 40 people going through, like finding camera angles to fit in all the logistical space of the equipment, workout, judge, this and that. They're just trying to make it easier, in my opinion. They just want to make people be able to participate.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Seth,
if
you know how
go
many
ahead.
people have registered for quarters in the past? Because I know, it's like 8,000 guys just qualify. But I feel like in the past I've seen the 8,000 number, or maybe that's my age group or something, and then there's only like 3,000 guys or 3,500 on the leaderboard. So is it like half that actually sign up in the past because of the programming?
I think having people wait to see the workouts, and then they have to know, okay, well, maybe I can leave work an hour early. That's too late because the window's already open and now I know what the workouts are. I think just putting them out on Monday, regardless of the programming accessibility, I think it's probably going to make more people want to sign up. Now, the question is too, you see the workouts, oh yeah, it looks great, I'm going to sign up. I sign up Monday. And then when the weekend rolls around, oh yeah, I forgot I had to do this. And then, oh well, whatever, I'm just giving some more money to the pot, which like I'll sign up for it, even though I don't plan on doing the workouts, but like I want to support the pot. Like I think there's probably a lot of people that are like that.
I've heard that it's half. That's the conventional wisdom of the percentage that qualify. It's half register. How do you all put on or allow quarterfinals at your gym? Seth, you want to go first?
Well, it's different depending on which gym we're talking about, but I'll take on the smallest, most challenging one. We have a gym that's about 1,250 square feet of usable space, and then we have a rig and all the equipment that fills that space. And so what we've done basically in the past is I say, hey, I'm going to be at the gym Friday from this time to this time, Saturday, this time to this time, Sunday, this time to this time. I'll hang out. You guys come in. If you're coming in, please have your judges certificate too, so you can help judge each other. And we just roll through heat. Sometimes it's a very long 12, 13, 14-hour day.
Wow.
Other times it's been fast. We've had less people participating, or it's been 10% instead of 25. So it's been far fewer that have qualified. But I remember the first year was 25%. And I think the first year is the year they had, if I'm not mistaken, the GHD pistol rope climb workout that was 20 minutes long. And I had one GHD and about 30 people between two different gyms in Oahu that I had to put through that. And boy, long weekend, but we got it done. So I don't have a good system for it. You just make it work. I'm sure JR and Sean have much better opportunities at their spots to do it.
Want to go, Sean Mack?
Yeah, I mean, we just again, out of like maybe 35 to 40 that qualify, we usually get probably half that sign up, and some people are just doing their own thing, so they don't have to worry about a judge if they're just going to do the workouts. But we try to put the word out to them to coordinate with other folks doing it, and again have registered judges available. And myself, the affiliate owner or other full-time coach, are generally there at all times when the gym's open, so an affiliate manager or judge is around, and we just kind of try to get them. Our gym is about 6,000 square feet in the main space, and then we have another unit through like a couple doorways through a wall, another 3,000 for our physical therapy side. So they have open gym space there. So it kind of depends on what the workout is. They're able to float, and we try to work with them working around class, but class still always takes priority if they just have to kind of wait and go in between if it's something that doesn't fit.
So you don't really organize anything. You're like, hey, you guys know how this gym runs. Get in where you fit in.
Most of them know, because it's a lot of the same people, since now quarterfinals is on its 4th or 5th year of running. And there'll be probably a couple new people that just kind of have to get brought up to speed. But people make it work, and they get there to judge each other. We have a handful of people that love to take the judges courses, and they're always volunteering to judge. So it's just cool to see the community step up too, and just have those people that love to help out.
JR?
Yeah, in the years past, I've tried to pick a morning window and a afternoon window each day. Like on Thursday, just one in the afternoon. We do have like a side open gym room that we can use so that everyone's not in the way of the class. But we also have a lot of open gym hours during the day. So usually try to pick 2 times on like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where we do like 1 or 2 hour windows. And then I'll try to recruit some of my coaches to judge for me, and I'll just pay them to do that. But what I actually had everyone do this year, since I saw that you didn't have to take the advanced judges course, I was like, hey, if you guys want to do this, you got to do the judges course. That way, what we can do is we can have like 3 heats. You guys can judge each other, and I can be there to observe. and I'll just pay you back for that judge's course, just like request a Venmo from me, and I'll just take care of the judge's course. But that way, you know what you're supposed to do. You know what someone else is supposed to do. You can judge each other. I mean, the people that are doing them, like no one's going to win money. No one's like, they just want to do it because they qualified, and it's another good competition opportunity. So
the judges course is almost like, you know, you take your dog to dog school, and on the day one they tell you, hey, this isn't for your dog, it's for you to learn how to behave, to get your dog to do what you want. And so that I hadn't thought of that. So the judges course is actually the best thing the athletes can do, because they're the ones who are gonna have to follow the rules.
Well, and I mean, I can't be up at the gym for like 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the afternoon. So I think if we can narrow that window, and we know, hey, I know everyone wants to probably do the workouts in different order, but on Friday I'm going to be up there 9 to 11, and then I'm going to be up there in the afternoon from 2 to 3. Like, let's see if maybe we can get whatever the lift is in the morning, and maybe rest like half an hour, and then do one of the Metcons, and then maybe we can get another one in that day. Yeah, some of them will want to repeat, some of them will not want to repeat. If it's anything like some of these open workouts, especially the first and third week, maybe there's not a lot of desire to repeat, unless you're someone that's right there on the border and you're just trying to make it into the semifinal eligible group of athletes.
Tough question, but do you guys know roughly what the worst you can place and make it to semifinals, just anecdotally speaking?
2000th.
For individuals, and then age group is
right. But I mean, say for age group it's 400. Is that what you said?
Something like that, yeah.
But I mean, worst you could. So if there's 32,000 men in one of the workouts, what's the worst you could get and still make it? You think in the past? Have you ever seen anyone get 25,000th and still?
The 4 rep max front squat year and the other total year, it was wild how low some people could take a hit, since it has not rewarded the outliers as much with the way that you need fitness to still show that you're strong. You don't get as many of those outliers.
Okay. A rough number by any chance that you know?
I doubt you could score a 10,000th place and qualify. Like, you're going to have to be close to that 2,000, maybe a little more or better on average. So unless you're going to essentially win out a bunch of workouts, you can't take 6,000 to 8,000 points in a workout.
Let me tell you how the question came up. I was thinking about someone like Fee Sagafi. She has an injury she's working around, right? But she's world class. We know she's a games athlete. Can she shit the bed on something where she's mitigating the stress and doing more damage to her shoulder and make up for it on the other 3 workouts?
Maybe. Depends.
Yeah, it's a good point too, because like some semifinals invited, like Syndicate invited based on 2025 games performance. So if you were a top 20 games athlete last year and you're currently a little beat up, but you accepted your Syndicate invite, all you have to do is finish 2000th. Right. So you could take, a top 100 on 3 of the workouts, and then probably have a really bad score and still get into that 2000 threshold, and then rehab and show up and compete, because you don't have to perform high on the leaderboard to get that invite, because you already have accepted that invite.
JR, doesn't that feel dirty to you?
Yes.
That's dirty.
It does. It doesn't feel dirty? Trying to get butts in the seats and trying to at least be able to say, hey, we're going to have a couple big names here, regardless of the people that get in through quarters.
Great point.
Why is it dirty if you know that 2,000 people are going to semifinals anyway?
No, I think the idea that the test is not as legitimate if everyone doesn't take the same one until the fittest on earth is crowned is very legitimate. And I completely understand that argument. So if someone gets in by any means other than what have you done for me in 2026 in the open quarterfinals, at your semifinal, and at the games, then you can make the argument that the whole entire test is void.
Think of this, Stefan. So like, I look at the whole season as a funnel, right? Everyone in the open, they come out the end of the games. But if you're inviting somebody who might squeak in 1950th place, guess what? The person before them and the person after them on the leaderboard have no chance of going to a semifinal. They're not going to get invited. They're not going to fill one of those slots, but somebody else will because of past performance that has nothing to do with how they're doing this year.
I see.
I don't actually have a problem with it because that's the way it's currently set up. But it's funny because I know JR's a purist, so I know that deep down inside he's like,
it allows some gamifying too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, since it's not landlocked and you don't know for sure that you're going to get specific people at your competition, it's who's first. They're at big advantage because if you qualify early, you're not going to need to qualify late, and so you're not going to show up to compete. So if you're one of the first few semifinals, everyone wants to go ahead and punch their ticket so they can get back to training and train for a couple months leading up to the games. They don't want to wait. So if you're someone that's like you're grasping for the same athletes that want to go ahead and compete early, and you're just not going to be able to get them if there's another option. Then you have semifinals giving 7 spots of the 30. That is still a lot of spots. If it was 1 or 2 spots, then you would get a lot of those athletes would just say, I'll just go compete in person again, because holding out for 1 or 2 spots is kind of risky. I don't think I'm that good. So I'll just go and compete at Syndicate if I don't make it at Mayhem, and I can still punch my ticket. And so you still get those high quality names in person. But if you can just compete once in person, maybe you're doing WFP too, and you know you're one of the top 10 athletes in the world, but Mayhem is like a rogue invitational, you know that there aren't 7 people who can beat you online after all the good people have taken spots. So why would you then go compete in person again?
Right.
So do you feel like next year, JR, you'd like to see like one more semifinal, and then there's only like 3 or 4 spots online just to kind of get more people going to the in-person events?
I think that like a traditional last chance qualifier feel where it's maybe 3 spots at the most, whether they want to keep the field at 30 or increase it to 40, and then giving those spots to the semifinals that have shown that time after time they have good fields. That's more of a Seth question than me, though. He's the one compiling all that information.
Yeah, so push out like 4 or 5 spots.
Yeah, let me just say this before you jump in, Seth. There's been an evolution. Obviously, last year they put the online qualifier, last chance qualifier, which I think it's more akin to, in the wrong fucking spot. They put it in the middle of the season, and it screwed everything up, and it ruined the motivation for supporting these people who are doing online events. This year they've evolved, and they put it at the end. Now what JR is saying is like, hey, those should be fewer spots, and the solution that Sean's coming up with is add maybe add a semifinal. Another solution would be, hey, give everyone 3 spots, men and women, instead of just 2. That would be another way to narrow the field.
Yeah, I think basically, why wouldn't you give more live qualification spots to the events that are willing to host these huge productions? Like, we all want to see people qualify live. We want to see them lay it out on the line and show up and do it. That's how competition works. The online thing should be like a couple spots. That's it. Because now you're de-incentivizing, kind of like Jared was saying, athletes from traveling and showing up and taking their shot. And if you're de-incentivizing them from showing up, you're de-incentivizing all the people to show up and watch.
Yeah, bring it to the CAC. That's great.
It's already been brought. Oh, it's
3 or 4. You're right. And you want to know, I don't have a lot of sympathy for the athletes, but asking them to go to more than 1 semifinal is really fucking crazy. Asking them to go to 3 semifinals is fucking batshit. These people have to fucking like have an existence. They already did the Open, and they did the quarterfinals. Make it so that they can. I mean, it's got to be so stressful to go somewhere and know there's only 2 spots. So why not make it 3 spots and then reduce or we have a consensus here, right? I mean, we can make that happen, the 4 of us.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think 2 is more than enough. And to tell you the truth, that will make the online qualifier more exciting also for all of us as the final event of the year, because we'll be like, holy shit.
The year that they did the last chance qualifier, and I mean, the programming was really good. It was really hard. It was like 20 thrusters at 185 into max bar muscle up, and then you rested, and then you did 20 bar muscle up into max thruster at 185. You did like an 8-minute window, and you had to row a 2K and handstand walk for max distance. Like the workouts were really hard. Like
burpees to the wall too. The 12 inch, that was the same year. 12-inch burpees.
That was Taylor's last chance qualifier year. They did 100 for time. Yeah, to a 12-inch touch.
That was brutal too.
Yeah, like a lot of those last chance because you can program those harder than what you would program a semifinal, because it's nothing but people that are either games athletes or people that are barely missing out on the games. And then you have a way smaller field doing them, and they're competing for one or two. I think that year I'm talking about, maybe like Yana and like one other person. I think that was when Phil Toon, the year Seth's talking about, 3-rep max deadlifted with a dead stop like 505 or something, and that's when everyone learned who Phil Toon was. Like, I remember you had him on the show right after that, Sevon.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, and I remember that year, and I would do a small tweak to this. I think it's that year. The people that they invited were the people who were just 1 or 2 places outside of qualifying at the semifinals. I would do it the same, but I would let anyone who went to a semifinal, no matter what place you took, enter the last chance qualifier, just in case someone just
why not?
Or allow
more parity on the leaderboard too. You should do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, man, we just fixed the game season. That's awesome. Emmettal was in that year too, right? That last chance qualifier. There were some.
I think so. There was a year where Seth probably remembers, or Sean might remember, that maybe someone assisted her by keeping her bar from rolling, and then she incurred a penalty from that.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yes. Yeah, that was some drama.
I think it was doing Gretel or doing Ingrid, one of the two. Yeah, but it was that really, really fast 10 round.
They didn't take their judges course.
Right.
But yeah. I mean, I think it is cool though that anyone can do online semifinals that breaks that 2,000 in the world threshold. So to your point, you could just invite like the people who are 3 spots out and then have like a very small field. But I mean, there are people that probably just go to a semifinal, and maybe they don't have a great weekend. Maybe they're not very self-aware, and they finish 21st, but they still think there's a chance. And they qualified in the top 2,000, so they can do online at the end if they want to. And you just get more.
You can charge $500 for that.
Right.
Why not? Okay. Just some stuff to go through, some fun stuff. Brandon Luckett. If you have never met Brandon Luckett, he is
thick guy.
Coolest fucking guy. Most untalked about, amazing body in the space. Hard worker. He has the EMOM program
company.
Go ahead, Sean.
The EMOM company. Yeah.
Last time I saw him compete live, I'm sure maybe he competed after that, was at the I was there with JR. We were at the West Coast Classic that Dylan put on in Carson, and he was a fucking mess, man. He could barely stand up. His back went out, and I think he qualified, right?
Still qualified.
He did.
Yeah. I thought we'd never see him again. Now he is threatening to come back and make one more run after saying he's not going to make a run. I think the guy has a full-time life too. I think he's got this business. I think he might even be an engineer. I think he's a smarty pants.
He's a medical physicist. So he fixes like fancy like hospital equipment.
Okay. So he's moved the machines that are killing people. He works on those. What do you guys think? What do you vote? I vote yes. Go Brandon. Let's go Brandon. Thoughts?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. I've known Brandon for many years. I've had the privilege of coaching him for several years. And
oh no shit.
Yeah, he was like one of my main athletes for years when I was with Misfit. I coached him like 4 or 5 years, like three times at the games. So I know him pretty well. And yeah, he used to work out with Travis Williams, Alexis Johnson, Jordan Cook, that whole gang down there. He came up in that South Texas crew and kind of broke out and probably became the best out of all of them at the end of it. But I would like to see him do it again. He's definitely matured in so many ways as both an athlete and a person. So it'd be interesting to see this next chapter of Brandon take it on, because he's a very intelligent guy. He knows he's going to have to balance this training with a lot of other stuff in his life. So it'll be interesting to see somebody who's aged, but who has the experience, the knowledge, how he balances it out and how well he can do against this field of super young athletes who just basically train 24/7, just crush themselves. So it'd be interesting to see if he can get back and how he would fare. But yeah, it's cool.
John Mack, you like to see Brandon Luckett?
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Just like Seth was saying, someone who's a little older, who came out of kind of the last era, or the last generation of athletes, but has the potential, if he does make it through the games, to like play spoiler on some events if he gets something in his wheelhouse, because the guy's super fit.
One year I was filming the behind the scenes and I got him and Sean Sweeney mixed up. And I did a whole interview. I can't remember if it was with Sean or with Brandon. I did the whole interview walking with them. And it wasn't until like an hour later I realized, oh shit, I was calling them the wrong name. JR, you'd like to see an old guy go? Is he older than you, JR? No.
Oh,
No,
I don't think he's 41.
No, he's not even. He's in his like early 30s at most.
Oh, so he's not 35.
He's just been around. No. He's just been around a while.
Yeah.
And he's mature.
No, I think it'd be cool. It's really interesting how long people like him can stick around, and I think it just speaks to longevity. It shows you too, just like how, to Seth's point, experience really, really does matter. Because I try to tell the members, like, you know, there are a lot of people fitter, but some people just know how to work out and some people don't. And it's a completely different thing of just like physiologically, your cardiac output and index are better than this person's. But nah, man, they just know that you should break from the beginning on toes to bar. Like, that's it. Like, so the experience level for someone like Brandon versus maybe someone that's younger and less experienced and maybe more fit is really something to see. It just kind of shows you how like the pros really are that, just because they know what they're doing.
And the most recent example of that was that was really highlighted was James Sprague in the 2024 CrossFit Games in the final event, right? Breaking up, what was it? The bar muscle ups. It was the two events back to back, and he just came out of nowhere because he was resting.
Yeah, just like
great call, Sevi.
I'm just gonna do small sets and not rest a lot, which is easy for people to say, and they don't trust themselves in the moment. But James does and executes it a lot. Yeah,
he's clearly wise beyond his years, though. There's not a lot of people that execute like James can execute. Actually, almost nobody.
And then who we saw really take advantage of it when you see the two mixed together with capacity and those smarts was obviously Colt Mertens in 26.3. Very, very disciplined, very calm, crazy pace.
Yeah. Trusting singles on cleans. That was crazy.
Crazy. Because that must have felt like nothing to him. Must have felt like he was moving popsicle sticks. Heartfelt moment from the Wells sisters. This caused me to take a few minutes out of my day. This is pretty wild. Been a staple for a long time. Brooke, obviously everyone knows who Brooke Wells is. Then her sister Sydney, who I never thought would had a fucking chance entering the CrossFit space late to make it to the games. She makes it to the games. Brooke retires, and Sydney continues to carry the mantle. You'd see her parents at all the big events. Very supportive. Close-knit family, and the mom is going through I think she had a pretty severe surgery on her brain. There was a pretty cool picture in here of one of the girls spending the night with her mom in the hospital room. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if that's Sydney or Brooke, but definitely close family. They got a GoFundMe page for anyone who wants to contribute. Tough. Did you guys know either of their parents? JR, did you meet her parents?
Yeah, I think I shook their hand at the games this past year.
But you never saw them when she would dabble at Crash?
No, I want to say maybe I met their mom for the first time at Syndicate when she competed there. But yeah, I think it's like she had a glioblastoma, which is the same thing that one of our close family friends has too. She's a young girl dealing with it. So yeah, scary stuff. Brain cancer is super serious, you know.
And she had an operation, and so there is hope, right?
Yeah. Hopefully they got it all for sure.
And then on the other side of the spectrum, you guys might be all too young to remember this athlete. You guys remember her?
Yeah, Christy Ramo.
I remember
her,
Pat
JR?
too.
Pat who? What's his name?
O'Connell. He was like regionals athlete for like 6-7 years.
Oh, I don't remember him at all. She looks like she hooked up with some investment banker.
He's a CrossFitter.
She's pregnant. Crazy how that happens. She was great, right? She was like Kristen Holta, great, but just never.
She was like an Anna Tunnicliffe in the way that maybe she could push Tia on the long endurance stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Like she was that athlete.
It was her thing. She was just too small.
Well, her strength trajectory was actually insane because she came in as one of the weaker athletes, but over time she actually became a really strong female athlete. And but just I don't know if she'd never put everything together, I guess, to have I don't remember her best finish. She actually did well. She finished in the top 10 a few times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
but
I remember she was great, and like JR said, she was a threat. If Tia wasn't there, she was a threat to win an event or two at the games every year.
Awesome runner,
yeah, amazing runner. But funny story about this, real quick. I just saw them in person last week. So I was in Kauai. I did a little staycation with my.
I'm starting to think you're making shit up. You coach Brandon Luckett and you saw Christy O'Connell. What
my
the
life
fuck is going on here?
My life is fucking bizarre, dude. I don't even know what else to say.
You're only on the show because it's raining in Hawaii.
I know everything's flooded. And I was over in Kauai, and I'm walking to check out this amazing gym at this hotel. It's kind of what the hotel's one of the things it's known for. And who do I run into? Those two. They were staying there the same time as me last week or the week before. And that's where all those pregnancy photos were taken, at the same hotel I ran into them at. So freaking small world.
I wonder if they made the baby there.
I don't think so.
Did you ask him?
No, I did not.
All right. I am going to show you a world record. And you tell me if this is a strength record. You tell me what you guys think of this. I am absolutely fascinated by this type of shit. Jared, do you ever have an iron cross?
No way. My shoulders would break.
Oh, please. It's a lat. It's lats. It's lats, man.
It's a shoulder girdle integrity thing, and I don't have a lot of that.
Yeah, but you got the strength to body weight ratio. Sean, you ever had an iron cross?
Only on a ring harness that takes away half your body weight.
Seth, you ever had one?
Hell no.
You tried to do one? Any of you?
No.
We used to fuck around with them at HQ, and I think there was one guy. I think I probably had the second closest to getting one, and the other guy was Wilson. Wilson
Tang?
Yeah, Wilson Tang. He was fucking strong. He was little, too. We were both the smallest dudes there.
Could Boz not come close?
I never saw Boz try. That's a good question. Never saw Boz try. Okay, check this out. Check this monster out. Here we go.
Oh. Salire. Dai. Spingi. So.
Dude.
Strength test? That strength test?
Yeah.
Could be at NorCal this year.
Seth, you're tripping because you think something should snap on him?
I'm trying to literally imagine the sensation of me doing that. What does that feel like to even do? Because I can't find anything that would put me in that position to flex in that way. I can't even imagine how that would feel.
His
Good
chest
or bad.
gets so blown up. His chest is crazy.
I was gonna say that's probably what's getting hit most, right? Maybe lats, but I don't know. Chest. It's crazy.
That is wild.
Unreal strength.
Any of the games athletes have an iron cross, you think?
I think they all work their lower body a little bit too much.
Colin Boshart I think he was a pretty good gymnast. So, but I have no idea if he can do it or not.
Like even Alex Smith had a huge gymnastics background. I don't think I ever saw anything of him actually doing an iron cross. Just other kind of
I never
crazy
saw it.
dynamic gymnastics.
And look where he's doing it. It's like in some sort of like jeweler's station or something. It's like a metal worker or something.
It's probably some shed in Russia.
Yeah.
You sure that's not AI?
No, I'm not sure.
I'm not either.
Butterfly L. Oh, 10 years. So he's just that.
I mean, it
This is
looks
what this guy does.
Yeah, it looks legit.
Hey, Stefan, did you see the private chat?
No. But I'm gonna guess what it is. Okay. Someone sick?
No.
Okay. The Maltese coming up soon. And CrossFit. Okay. We'll get through these quick. How many minutes ago did you put that in?
I'm good. We can start the clock now.
Okay. 16-year-old runs 3:48.88 world record. Fastest mile ever by a 16-year-old. Last time a 16-year-old, the time before the record to beat was 3:49, so he beat it by a second, and it was in 1982, which makes me think it's not even a real record. Fastest CrossFitter that could run a mile, just fresh. If we like took Ricky out there and we just had him like made everything perfect for him.
I don't know. I think it would still be close between him and Jeff if Jeff got out there.
What's
Okay,
the time
Jeff,
though? You think?
Yeah, what's the time?
450?
You think they could run a 4:50?
Yeah. I think
Did
yeah.
Ricky break 5 at the games when they did the mile at the track?
He did.
Right, he was
told
under
Dave
5.
I'm gonna break it, and he broke it. Yep.
Yeah, okay. He just ran,
Which is
he front
nuts.
ran it by himself.
Yeah, and he won the sprint, right? He won both those events,
Mhm.
Yeah, that was
and he
impressive.
came back from behind in the sprint too, right? Like that was like just some weird, magical shit we saw.
Yeah, they had to carry that Texas Star sandbag, so it was a little different than a traditional
Yeah.
sprint. Yeah.
Anyway, once in a lifetime, probably not going to get broken again in our lifetime.
I watched that kid race. He raced another level.
Oh, he
of
came to your
competing after-
gym. He came to your gym
No.
yesterday. Tell
I
me.
watched it online. No, I think he took like third in another race. He got beat by 2 guys actually, which I was
Oh, no
shocked to see,
shit.
but not 16 years old. They were like college athletes, so they have more years to build. But he raced a bunch of college athletes and did well too. I just
what-
saw it online.
What is the fastest mile? It can't be much faster. 3:43. Wow, 5 seconds faster. Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that was done in 1999.
See, that's not legit either, right? The technology back then couldn't measure that much speed.
Yeah, I don't believe it. If it didn't
Right.
happen in the last few years, it didn't happen. The fastest
Right.
woman ever is 4:07. So this guy, wow. And that was in 2023. Holy smokes. Okay. Back to our own CrossFit superstars.
So sorry, I have to interrupt you because
Please.
this is sorry. So the question is, are we as elite level CrossFitters actually further away from endurance sports than we are from gymnastics? Because if we do like skills that are the high level skills that like 4 and 5-year-olds can do, like getting on top of the rings to start a routine as a male, or doing a legless rope climb that like girls can do when they're 5 years old, are we actually further away from gymnastics? Or because our mile time is 25% slower than the fastest runner, are we actually further away on the monostructural side?
I would say gymnastics. When you watch those routines on the rings, and
Clearly, the weightlifting, we are very, very, very close to what you would say are the best in the world. But some would say
Close
maybe
enough.
too close.
yeah,
The thing is, let me propose this. With gymnastics, I think a lot of these CrossFitters could learn these gymnastic skills very quickly, as opposed to they cannot get closer to, I don't know how much closer they can get to these speed times running.
Are they the strength limiting gymnastics movements, or are they the skill adaptation? Like you said one day at HQ, you guys spent the whole day, Greg, teaching people to do a front roll to support, and a lot of people got it because they could support themselves,
Right.
and and like they were strong enough to learn how to do it. But like being able to do one rep of what that guy did in an L position, how long would that take?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like the strength ones versus the skill ones. It's wild to think about.
I just think a lot of CrossFitters, you could teach them a backflip.
Yeah.
Pretty damn quickly, standing backflip. Okay, Domit, this is a little depressing. Lifetime best was 42 strict pull-ups when I was 9 years old. I haven't tested this since I was 10. She does 35 here. I guess I didn't know. So she had someone in her family who was a gym rat of some sort or some gymnastics rat. 42 pull-ups at 9 years old is crazy.
That is. But this is also crazy.
This is crazy.
35 for a female that's up there. That's great for a games athlete.
Yeah, and she's not. This isn't a petite young lady.
Right.
Good on her, and very cool that she shared this with the public. So I love that. Mayhem Classic. For sure, this is an important one to look at while JR is here. This makes me think that there's going to be swimming at the Mayhem Classic this year. This is Rich's dad's house.
Started a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Blood on this floor because if you were handstand walking on this floor, it's smooth, polished concrete, so it got slick and sweaty in the summer. I actually don't know how we got team training done here in the back with how many different people we had rotating through different things and the efficiency that happened. So Dad made us a little pull-up bar, different than the pull-up bar that probably most people saw on this side. It was just a single pull-up bar on this side. We had a kettlebell that was a two-pood. Darren loved to emphasize the two-pood. An old barbell, Allen key screws on the ends that would keep the collars from sliding off. So every time we did grace or anything like that, you'd have to have somebody on barbell duty. I'm pretty sure that was it when we started. This place has seen a lot for sure.
So why do you think that, Sevi? Mayhem is full of classic stories, but there's no better place to begin than where it all started, the original barn. Makes me think that there will be an event. And this is so like JR because he is a fucking CrossFit historian. Games movement historian. So JR said, hey, can we do something at your dad's house? Can we do a swim there? And Rich said, sure, no problem. And Rich Sr. said, yeah, no problem. And they brought out the fucking John Deere and they mowed the lawn and they're getting ready to swim. Swimming at the Mayhem Classic this year, JR?
Yeah, ironically, that's almost exactly how it happened.
It's very cryptic the way it says there's no better place to begin than where it all started, the original barn. Is that the announcement? Are they saying there's going to be a workout at the barn? Is that how you're reading it, Sean, Seth?
I don't know what to think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the swimming connection. I know what you're saying. I've seen all the videos where they're jumping
because they have the pond there. They have the pond there.
I've seen the pond, but
they're not going to go there and not swim. There's nothing else. There's running there. There's a good run course there.
Here's what I'll say. It's probably that because I know this year HQ is cracking down on how some of the programming is going to be for these semifinals, and there's going to be limitations to what they can do. And so I would imagine a pond is not going to cut it in terms of what they're going to accept for their guidelines in terms of programming. And I don't know that to be true. That's just my feeling. So I will say no swimming.
Yeah, I read it as like there's no better place to begin but begin a story because they said that Mayhem Classic is full of stories. So I think this is like a series of videos, and this is the first one that they're sharing. That's when I first watched the video a couple days ago. That's what I thought.
Okay, I'll tell you something else. I'm going to tell you something else. I have some insider knowledge that not only will they be going in the pond, but it'll be you have to swim across carrying something.
Seriously. Wow, that's all I have to say.
Lifeguard can. You got to bring a lifeguard can across.
You have to carry one of I don't know if it's still alive. They used to have a 3-legged dog on site. a
That
three-legged
is-
white lab.
That is actually very surprising for me to hear.
I made it up.
No, I don't know what to believe.
So go back, study the video, watch JR's face. I think that it's a brilliant move. Oh, the pond's totally consistent enough. It doesn't even matter. All you have to do is put some strings across and be like, hey, you have to swim through this area, swim to the other side and run. It's just a swim run. Rich has done it a fucking million, a million and seven times. And he's done it in all temperatures. And they're gonna run, swim across the pond. There'll be some implements over there. They'll fucking do those implements. Bill and Katie will set it up dope for Rich, and then they'll swim back and run up that hill, final sprint up the hill on the side of the pond where they entered, and it'll be amazing. The parking there is absolutely great. There's no fucking neighbors. Yeah,
I love to watch.
Yeah, me too. Is not JR programming the Man Classic? JR's on the council. He's on the council. JR, you could admit that. That's been said. That's Rich announced it on his podcast.
Yeah.
All right, go back and rewind this video and watch it and see if you can study JR's face to see how close we are. Danielle Brandon, can't love her enough. She leaned into the insane.
I really do gotta go.
Okay, bye.
All right, see.
She says there's Andrew Hiller says there's no coincidences. After 26.3, this is how they celebrated. This is not AI. I don't know. But Dave quickly moved out from behind there, so it was a very small window for a photo op. You believe in coincidences, guys?
Yeah, based on my life being as weird as it is, yeah, I do. I have
to. More fun. The show has lots of fun tonight. Danny Spiegel. Someone was talking about how insane her body looked and how shredded she looked. Seeing her recently, and I guess she did something with some professional bodybuilder, and they're like, fuck, Danny's body's better than the professional bodybuilders, more shredded than the professional bodybuilders. And here she is 2 days ago. This is a post. The arena is calling, and this new season of American Gladiator is going to hit different. Premieres April 17th, exclusively on Prime Video. I tried to find some video of this. I'll give this a watch. Will you give this a watch, Seth?
Yeah, I've known about this for a while. Believe it or not, I coach an athlete who's actually featured in this show, and she, as a contestant, not a gladiator. And so I've known the result of this for a while, and I've been waiting for it to come out.
This is amazing.
I can't say who, but one of the contestants was a long-term athlete of mine, and she's so I'm excited to watch it for her.
Okay, you can't say who, but to see. Sean, will you peep this?
Yeah, definitely. I was waiting for it, but I think this image looks kind of like AI'd up, so that might be why it's like.
But even like in person, she looked. Yeah, I think this is AI'd up, but she looked amazing at Wadapalooza. She just looked shredded. And then I've seen other photos of her. People have sent me links of photos with her with this bodybuilder chick, and Danny was putting her to shame. So she probably got that shit tuned up and perfect for being on camera. Anyway, congratulations to her. She also won the Titan Games, right?
Yeah.
How much money do you think this gig pays?
No idea.
Who knows?
For her, probably a lot. She probably doesn't get out of bed for, anything less than a big old check at this point.
They did put her down in the front. She was like right behind that main guy in the center. She's in that first row. So, front placement.
With a bathing suit that's popping.
You know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to do your show anymore. I feel like I'm coming off as a complete sociopathic liar with my experiences. I think this might have to be my last episode ever. I have to go back in my cave.
I don't know what you mean by coming off. Just go with the R.
At least you didn't know that guy doing the iron crosses. That would.
I did not. Never met him.
Listen. Before you came on, and I was talking to Sean Mack, I was like, I think this motherfucker just told me he's been on 4 other shows since the last time he's been on this show. I hope he's not diluting his star power.
Dude, I have a hard time saying no, honestly, because I like doing
That's what your wife told me.
There you go.
Wow. So it doesn't surprise me. And you have 5 gyms, and you've been around since
4 now. We know what happened to one of them.
Right.
4.
And you've been around the CrossFit space since God created light. So we know. This is pretty wild. This is from Emma Lawson, who the potential to win the games and to be the heir to Tia is definitely there. She's been in the conversation. I feel like she's a complete unknown since she's been injured. A year ago, I felt lost and stuck and frustrated after hurting my back, unsure if I'd ever train pain-free again. That's a year ago she's saying that. But today I feel stronger and healthier than ever, train pain-free and can trust my body again.
She's my pick to win the games.
She also switched training programs. I think her coach moved on to greener pasture, and she is with Brute, which is never a bad sign. Shawmac, are you on the Emma Lawson bandwagon?
I'm excited to see her this year. I mean, I'm not surprised to see this post because I've had back issues since high school, and when your back is flared up, you would do anything to get out of that pain, and it can last for a while, and you don't know if you'll ever deadlift or work out again. So it's definitely like a scary thing, especially, and she's on the younger side of her career, so that can be really scary, and freak you out. So it's great to hear that she feels stronger than ever. We can think about Annie's career. She said the same thing after the fact, with her back injury. She said she didn't know if she would ever work out again based on what medical professionals told her. So it is something that can really set you back, but it can also kind of spark the inspiration or motivation to go fix some deficiencies in your training or imbalances, or you've been skipping your warm-ups and you're not doing all the things you need to do to take care of your body as an athlete. So as much as it sucks to hurt your back, it may not have been the worst thing for her if it's helped her to really work on some structural things, because she is so young and she has such a long career ahead of her, and potentially, CrossFit Games titles as well.
I wonder if she really does trust her body. That's a hard one to come back from. Hurting your back's like an acid trip. Like a bad acid trip. You know what I mean? Like you're an hour, you know what I mean, Seth? Like you're in hour 6 and you're like, holy fuck. And someone puts their hand on your shoulder. Don't worry, it's going to be over. But with a back injury, you're like, no one can tell you that. Yeah.
I mean, me even personally, I didn't deadlift for probably 5 years because I had tweaked my back deadlifting so many times. I was so freaked out by it. And then I thankfully have come back around. It's fine now. But I'll just say, speaking about Emma, I mean, she didn't compete in the CrossFit Game season last year, and a lot of people were disappointed by that. But she did compete in the WFP season, and so I got to watch her pretty close and all the tour stops in the final. And watching her from the first tour stop, there was a heavy deadlift workout in there, and she really was hesitating, whether it was just heavy and challenging because she hadn't been doing that for her back, or she was just a little gun shy, like you're kind of saying. That workout really held her back. But then she had other tests similar to that across the next 2 tour stops, and she progressed last year unbelievably. She looked so good at the finals compared to there's still a pretty good field at the finals of women. She looked so good. And if she's saying now that she's the fittest she's been, this is 4 or 5 months removed from that, and she's ready for the CrossFit Game season this year, sky's the limit, like literally.
And she moves very deliberate. There's no slop in her movement.
None.
Yeah, she's one of the best movers in the women's field. I know we were talking about that last week or on one of the other shows recently. She's up at the top for quality of movement.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Okay. This is just me needing help. I want you to watch this video and explain to me what the fuck is going on. I watched this like 5 times and I have no idea what I'm watching. Here we go. Have you guys seen this?
Well, you're watching the Savannah Bananas. I know that, which is not a real baseball team.
Oh,
I
really?
believe that's what the yellow team is, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm guessing because it's a little early, but it looks like the Savannah Bananas. Let's see.
It says one of the filthiest pitches ever thrown. I have no idea what I'm watching. Here we go.
Oh, trick pitch. Oh, he got him. He got him. That's a trick play, Josh Dalevsky. The Gilmore. Sensational.
Trick pitch strikeout, which translates to a trick play.
We got a full count here. Oh, trick pitch.
Who threw that ball?
He threw it behind his back on his backswing. He loaded up behind his back. You ever like throw a ball or a football or baseball around your back to your kids?
Yeah, but I could never throw it to 60 feet over a fucking plate.
Yeah, this is like a trick baseball league. They do also. It's like a comedy acting meets baseball. It's super
It's the
entertaining.
Harlem Globetrotters for baseball.
Yes,
Is
exactly.
Is it a real game?
I think they might either they script the games, but like it's not always the same thing. But they have fun. They do tricks.
These moments are scripted for sure. They have different. It's a Harlem Globetrotters show, and it's more popular than a lot of professional baseball teams now.
No shit.
They're selling out major stadiums faster than real baseball teams can sell tickets.
The guy who runs the league he sells the tickets for $20 or $30, and that's it. And the price is not supposed to go up, but they're like impossible to get.
Yeah.
All right. This is crazy. Also, Seth was the head strength coach for the Banana Ball. All right.
So I actually know a kid who plays in that league on, I think it's the Firehouse team.
Thank God, Sean.
Thank God. Right? Finally. His dad used to come to a gym, and then he played college baseball, and while he's in this league right now, kind of living out his pro baseball dreams in the Banana Ball League.
How many teams are there?
I think they just expanded this year because there was like 4 or 6, and now they've added a few because it's just taken off. It's really interesting. If you follow the guy who runs the league on Instagram, he talks all about the whole league and running it and the ideas, and it's actually I think more entertaining to watch his page than the actual sport. But
what's his page?
He looks like a circus leader, like a ringleader at a circus.
Yeah,
he dresses and stuff.
Yellow suit with a top hat.
Storm Williams, the one uppers on the show is getting unbearable.
Damn, I know. We have to end this. This has gone too far today.
Yeah.
I even feel like my own embarrassment.
Seth actually is the creator of The Simpsons and Family Guy.
I wish.
God, my kids have been watching Family Guy. That is not appropriate. That is not appropriate. All right. Thank you to Sean Mack, RDT CrossFit, Seth Page, Jump Ship Training. You can find him on any podcast near you or where there's anyone famous doing anything.
Literally.
He's going to run into everybody.
Real quick, what is going on in Hawaii? What island are you on, and what is going on?
Yeah, on Oahu. I live pretty close to the North Shore. And yeah, the rain's just been like nonstop for the past month or more. That's what we get in the wintertime. A lot of rain. And so we've hit a couple big storms in the last couple of weeks, and basically the dams can't keep up, and the island's not drying out. We just got smashed last night again. And so there's some areas probably 20 minutes north of me, right by where my gym is. Actually, my gym's fine. A little bit of leak in the roof, but they are flooded out, like up over the top of cars and stuff like that. Houses ripped apart. It's actually a real mess, and they're worried because we're supposed to continue to get hit all weekend that this major dam is going to fail. They've evacuated the entire area, 2 whole towns, because if the dam fails,
What's the name of the dam?
I think it's in Wailua, I believe it is. I'd have to look. I can send it to you after, but it is the videos are insane, and they're predicting the dam is going to fail and it will wash out 2 towns completely, like everything. So
wow.
we'll see what happens. So hopefully people got out, but it's not raining now. It's definitely not dry
evacuation
out there,
orders are in place 51 minutes ago.
I've been getting the emergency pings to my phone every hour on the hour. That's how I've been up since 2 a.m. That's how I woke up, with that going off, and it's been like nonstop flooding today. Ran up, checked on the gym. Gym's fine. Came home, had to take the cover off my sewage thing because it's overflowing everywhere. So I'm just pumping sewage into my front yard because the water's so bad going everywhere. It's a mess out here.
You're on septic?
Oh yeah, most people are that don't live in the city.
Wow. Is your house in danger at all?
No, I live up on a hill, so there's water running down the mountain behind me, but it's like around the sides. Luckily, we have a pretty good spot. But yeah, this is Maui. This was a couple weeks ago or last week.
That looks like snow. Oh shit!
That house was built about 300 feet from where the river was. It was permitted and built 300 feet from the river. The river came up 300 feet and swallowed the whole house. That's how much flooding happened on Maui like 2 weeks ago. It's been nonstop.
Wow. That wasn't wind that took that away?
It was windy too, but look at the river. It washed out all the ground below it. So everything, all the support it was built on, basically just eroded away, and the house tipped over with the wind.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that's Big Island. But yeah, if you look up North Shore and Oahu right now, they're getting it the worst. They are absolutely crushed.
Is this considered a hurricane?
No, it's just a tropical storm with huge amounts of rain. It's not windy enough, and so no, it's not technically a hurricane. It's just wind and rain.
Is it cold?
No, it's like 75 to 80 degrees. It's warm. I've been out in the rain, like not getting cold, dealing with stuff like constantly the last few weeks.
Or is your gym threatened at all? Oh my God, look at wow.
It could be, but it's not right now. For whatever reason, it's not. Yeah, Kihei, that's Maui. Yeah, the road just went in. So those places are not getting hit as bad right now. It's pretty much Oahu on the North Shore, and it's getting. I mean, if you go through social media, it's up over cars. People are paddleboarding around and stuff to get around. It's crazy. Their houses are completely underwater.
How many people will be have their shit destroyed if the dam breaks? Is it thousands?
Oh, it's a major, well, not as a major town for Hawaii. It's a well-known tourist destination town called Haleiwa. It's like in the North Shore. If you were visiting Oahu, that's where you'd go to like see the North Shore, where all the restaurants are, a lot of houses. That's the surf spot, stuff like that for tourists. And it will get pretty well wiped out if the dam breaks and the rain continues.
Are people surfing? Do people surf? Get out there and surf this?
I mean, this is Hawaii. If the bigger the wave, the crazier the people are out there. Yeah.
Are we live? No, not really. We were.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much. We will see you guys tomorrow. $4,000. There will be an insane Paper Street Coffee deal. If you want to try to win $4,000, you can try tomorrow. You will not win. You have no chance if you're a girl. If you're a boy, you still have really no chance. I haven't seen the workout
GHD
yet.
sit-ups and something.
Seth is back. Seth knows the winner before
I picked the winner already.
He coaches him.
Yeah. He coaches the winner.
I birthed the winner.
Just hasn't been released yet.
10, 20, 30, 40 GHD sit-ups, dumbbell box step overs with some 50s for the boys, 35 for the girls, 24-inch box, just one scale.
Oh,
look, we got a scaled version. Oh, we've gotten so soft. Oh, my goodness, we've gotten so soft. I'll let the woke kill Taylor show. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., $4,000. Thanks again, guys. Talk to you guys later.